Dear students, this is our 14th lecture on molecular rearrangements, and today we will be discussing Shapiro reaction. The Shapiro reaction is basically a conversion of carbonyl compounds like aldehydes or ketones to alkenes through intermediate vinyl lithium compounds. Basically here what happens is when tosyl hydrazones synthesized from the carbonyl compounds, that is aldehydes or ketones, they are reacted with strong base like N-butyl lithium. Then in the first step they are converted into vinyl lithium intermediates like this, and these vinyl lithium intermediates on reaction with electrophiles, they are converted into alkenes as the product. And this conversion of carbonyl compounds like aldehydes and ketones to alkenes in presence of these strong bases of organolithium reagents is known as Shapiro reaction, or this is also known as tosyl hydrazone decomposition reaction. The mechanism of this tosyl hydrazone decomposition or Shapiro reaction is that here, as I have told you, that first we will be using para-toluene sulfonyl hydrazone, para-tosyl hydrazones of the aldehyde or ketone as the substrates in this reaction. So these para-toluene sulfonyl hydrazones, they can be prepared from the respective carbonyl compounds, aldehydes or ketones on reaction with aryl sulfonyl hydrazines, and these aryl sulfonyl hydrazines on reaction with these carbonyl compounds will give us tosyl hydrazones, which will act as a substrate in this Shapiro reaction. So two equivalents of N-butyl lithium, they are used. In the first step, one equivalent of N-butyl lithium will react with this tosyl hydrazone, and this proton from this nitrogen will be abstracted by N-butyl lithium, and this lithium will get attached to this nitrogen. So nitrogen will become negatively charged and lithium has the positive charge, and butane will be removed. Then in the next step, this intermediate will react with another molecule of N-butyl lithium, and it will generate a carbanion at this place. One hydrogen from here will be moved by N-butyl lithium, butane will be removed, and this will become the carbanion, and lithium positive will get attached to it. So we will have this type of diazonium anion with the elimination of aryl sulfonyl group. So when from this carbanion we remove aryl sulfonyl, then we will get this type of diazonium anion will be formed, and then this diazonium anion will lose a molecule of nitrogen gas, and we will get these types of vinyl lithium species. And then these vinyl lithium species, they will react with electrophiles, and we will get alkenes as the product. And if this electrophile says hydrogen, then this E will be H. So depending upon the type of electrophile, we will get the type of alkenes. So when we will use water as, for neutralization, then this E will be equal to H. H will be abstracted from that water, as an electrophile, and H positive will replace this lithium, and we will get alkenes as the product. Now, as far as scope of this reaction is concerned, the position of the alkene in the product is controlled by site of the deprotonation by the organolithium base. Now, we have seen that the attachment of this lithium can take place either at this carbon or this carbon. When the alkenes which are formed, they are symmetrical, then only one product is possible. But if one carbon is more substituted, other carbon is less substituted, then in such cases the kinetically favored product is formed. That is less substituted site of differently substituted tosyl hydrazone. So, here in case of this tosyl hydrazone, the less substituted site that will be deprotonated selectively, and this will lead to the formation of less substituted vinyl lithium intermediate as the product. And this less substituted vinyl lithium on reaction with electrophiles will give us different types of products. If we use water as the electrophile, then these types of alkenes, they will be formed as the product. But if we will use, say, alkyl halides as the electrophiles, then the alkylation reaction will take place, and we will get these types of alkyl substituted alkenes as the product. So, we can get different types of products depending upon the type of electrophile which we use during these reactions. So, for example, in this case 1,7,7 trimethyl bicyclo 2,2,1 heptane 2-one. So, when this is reacted with tosyl hydrazine, then we know that tosyl hydrazone of this ketone will be formed, and then this tosyl hydrazone will react with two equivalents of N-butyl lithium to give us this type of vinyl lithium intermediate, which on reaction with different electrophiles will give us different types of alkenes as the product. Then this Spiro reaction can also take place catalytically. You have seen that in the previous reactions that we are using the tosyl hydrazine and N-butyl lithium in equal proportions. The two equivalents of N-butyl lithium are used and one equivalent of the substrate is used. But this reaction can also take place catalytically also, and when this is used in catalytic mode, then the reaction has been found to be stereoselective and regioselective also. So, for example, when the condensation of this type of hydrazone formed from undecone 6-one with 1-amino 2-phenyl aziridine, and then we will get this type of phenyl aziridinyl hydrazone, and this on reaction with this type of lithium amide which is disubstituted, this R3 and R4, they are different substituents. So, when this is this phenyl aziridinyl hydrazone is reacted with this lithium amide in catalytic amount in ether, then this type of vinyl lithium intermediate that is formed, and this on losing styrene give us this type of vinyl lithium, which on reaction with the electrophile is converted into this type of alkene. And when this is used in catalytic amount, and this is used as 0.3 equivalent of this catalyst that is lithium diisopropylamide is used, and it has been found that ratio of the alkene formed in cis 2 trans is that 99.4% of the product formed is cis alkene, whereas 0.6% of trans alkene is formed by this. So we can see that the reaction is very stereoselective and regioselective when LDA, that is lithium diisopropylamide, is used in catalytic amount. Similarly, if we use diastereomeric hydrozones, for example, if we are condense this ketone with optically pure 1-amino-2-phenylaziridine, this is 1-amino-2-phenylaziridine, which is optically pure, more than 99% enantiomeric excess. When this is reacted with this ketone, then we will get these types of diastereomeric hydrozones. So these two they have similar structure, only difference is here methyl is beta and this phenyl group is alpha, whereas in this diastereomer methyl is alpha and this group is beta. So when these hydrozones they are reacted with lithium diisopropylamide under similar conditions individually, then we will get different types of alkenes with high enantiomeric excess. The enantiomeric excess of the product formed from this hydrozone is 94%, whereas from this hydrozone it is 92% enantiomeric excess. So enantiomerically pure products, they are formed from these diastereomeric hydrozones. Then this reaction can also be used for the synthesis of tritiated alkenes in good yields. So this is nothing but the isomers of hydrogen. For example, when this tosyl hydrozone of this steroid is reacted with tertiary butyl lithium at -78 degrees centigrade, then first we will get this type of vinyl lithium, and when this is reacted with T2O, that is an isotopically labeled water, we can say tritium water, then tritium will get attached to this position in place of lithium. So tritium based alkenes, they can be synthesized very easily through Shapiro reaction. This is another application of this Shapiro reaction. Similarly, if instead of T2O we use D2O, that is deuterium oxide, then here instead of T we will be having D. So deuterated alkenes, they can also be formed from this reaction. Then is in case of natural products, for example, if we use menthone tosyl hydrozone, this one, we react this with N-butyl lithium, then again first we will get the vinyl lithium intermediate, and when this vinyl lithium intermediate is reacted with iodine in THF, iodine will act as electrophile and lithium will be replaced by iodine. So we will get 1-iodomenthone as the product. So this is how the iodine can be incorporated into the natural ring. Then the Shapiro reaction is also used for the synthesis of olefin based complex natural products. For example, this naturally occurring phytocassin D, that is formed from this Wieland-Mischler ketone. So this is optically active. R form of this ketone, Wieland-Mischler ketone, when we react this with the tosyl hydrazine in presence of lithium diisopropylamide, we know that first this ketone will be converted into the hydrazone, and then that hydrazone will react with LDA to give us the vinyl lithium intermediate, where here we will be having lithium ion. And when this vinyl lithium is reacted with aqueous ammonium chloride, then H positive will act as electrophile and lithium will be replaced by this H. So overall this Wieland-Maechler ketone will be converted into this type of natural alkene, and through few more steps this alkene over here can be converted into the natural product, that is phytocasein D. So this is how through Shapiro reaction we can synthesize these types of naturally occurring biologically active compounds. So these are the references which have been used to prepare this lecture. Thank you very much.